Thank you. And I appreciate Member Arroyo's comment because I made the exact same one at the last meeting that we would have a presentation on parent involvement. And I'm assuming that that's the catalyst of this presentation, which wasn't exactly what I asked for, and I didn't have a chance to get in front of an email since I got my agenda really. But I appreciate the larger presentation, but that's really what I wanted to focus on was parent involvement. But I do have a couple of questions since that was what I wanted to nail down on was in looking at even the agenda tonight, and I attended a DAC meeting yesterday, is understanding that not all of the parent groups and all of the staff that's designed to be working with parents falls under the purview of your office, correct?
That's correct.
So like the gate advisory committee, the PTA, some of these other ones aren't necessarily part of DAC and aren't part of Mr. Guyot's office, correct?
That's correct. We share responsibility with Associate Superintendent Mary Harden Young,
Okay.
who has the responsibility for DAC.
Okay.
And then we have other associates with the responsibility for Indian Ed and for DLAC as well.
Okay.
But we collectively and collaboratively work together.
How is that collaboration working? And the reason I asked that, and I'm getting a shaking head over there, but from quite a few members of the DAC committee with some frustrations about collaboration and working across the different departments and how that's working, and discussing about different places to maybe house family support services and how that would work. And I'm wondering what we're doing, especially if we're considering a reorganization or anything else with budget cuts, and what we're going to do to streamline that process so that parents are put on on the type of footing that they need to be put at. Because and I met with Mr. Guyot quite a few times, and I sat next to you last night or a couple nights ago in that meeting, and I think you're all doing fantastic work, but not everyone's there. And if we have one person in one department working with somebody and somebody else working in another department with somebody, and we don't have that person that can bridge those gaps and break through walls and cut red tape and do those types of things, because everything I'm hearing here sounds fantastic. You're obviously all very busy and you're doing a lot, and we all appreciate that. But if there's something that we can do better, I want to make sure that I'm hoping that we're going to be looking at that and trying to do more. But I've heard from quite a few parents that they'd like to see that position elevated, or family support services become a higher level position to where they can work across all of your different departments. So I don't know if Superintendent you'd like to comment, but that was really why I had asked for the presentation, was because of the amount of phone calls and comments and things that I'm receiving. And it was great because I got even more information than I was asking for. But again, I hope that we would be able to nail back down onto that subject going forward in maybe another board presentation or even a workshop.